I'm going to talk a little Aaron Rodgers today. I don't normally do that. And it's fitting that I'm wearing green, although I did not do that intentionally. I promise. I really didn't. But I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to get into a few other things. Let's go. This is Tampa 2 Drew. Really, I guess I say a few other things, but it's going to be surrounding this, right? I talked in my last video out. I didn't know what I was going to be doing with this channel going forward. I know I don't really get into the X's and O's. I enjoy listening to the interviews, the press conferences. I enjoy those types of things. So when I saw that Sports Wars was talking about Aaron Rodgers, and this was an interview that Aaron Rodgers did with Pat McAfee, specifically, kind of piqued my interest, right? I get into that kind of stuff, especially when you get into the Pat McAfee show. If you've never watched it, you just tend to get a little bit of realness every once in a while, more often than in a press conference anyway. With so much PC going on, it's nice to see some real. It really is. It's just nice. I talked about that in my last video as well. Like, it's just becoming more and more rare. So he does an interview with Pat McAfee, and he talks about some of the negative backlash that he got after the Bears game, where he basically told Bears fans, like, I own you. I own the Bears. I own Chicago, right? You can't stop me. And a lot of people apparently got upset about that and blew it out of proportion. Oh, you shouldn't say these things. They're mean, blah, 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 blah. And on one hand, Ryan from Sports Wars, right, he agrees with that. But then as Aaron Rodgers continues to talk, he kind of says, whoa, I don't really agree with this. And I'm going to get into that. So first, let me just say, I'm going to drop a link to Sports Wars, this specific video. I'm going to put that in the description below. I have a love-hate relationship with Sports Wars, okay? I love Sports Wars because I agree with pretty much everything that they say. I enjoy listening to them. I think they bring great content, and it's been nice to watch them grow over the last year. It's been really cool. I have a hate relationship because honestly, it's a lot of the stuff I try to stay away from when it comes to sports, right? I use sports as an escape like so many people, and they tend to focus in on a lot of the things I'm trying to escape from. But again, I agree with what they're saying, right? So it is what it is. So he says that first comment, right? Aaron does, and he's talking about how this new woke culture, right, basically is all up in arms because he says what he said. Ryan agrees with that, but then he moves on and starts talking about the off season and how in the off season he was selfish and he was basically looking out for himself and he was doing what he felt was right for him, and those same people were attacking him. Now, this is where I disagree with Ryan, because Ryan said, no, that's not the woke culture, because I was right there saying that I don't agree with what you were doing. I felt like you were being selfish, and in a team sport, you weren't looking out for the best interest in your team and the organization and the people around you that depend on you, right? Now, I also had kind of a problem with what Aaron did in the offseason, right? I kind of was like, you know what? I don't really like that from a fan standpoint. That's not really my thing. I think you should put the team first. But on my other channel, on Trust the Process, I talk a lot about putting yourself first and how you should be selfish. And that if you're not putting yourself first, if you're not shining from within, you're never going to shine for anyone else. It's like the old airplane adage, when you get on an airplane, they tell you, put that mask on and protect yourself before you help anybody else. And I'm kind of being a hypocrite, like by saying like, oh, Aaron should have done this. Like, no, he's got to do what's best for him. You know what I mean? Like, I have no right to judge him for what he's done. Now, I can say what I want to say. We live in a free country, fortunately. So I can say whatever I want to say, but it's just one fit my agenda, one didn't, right? On one hand, I'm like, yeah, you should show that passion after a football game and tell the Bears fans, like, the Bears should stop him on the field, and that's the way they should shut him up. But on the other hand, it's like, hey, look, man, like, I know you wanted to do all this stuff for yourself in the offseason, but you really should have showed up and prepared, because you probably would have won that first game against the Saints, and you didn't. So it's, it is what it is, but I just find it interesting that Ryan would say, no, like, this isn't part of the woke culture because I was there telling you that you're a moron, And this here getting backlash, that is part of the woke culture. No, the truth is, Ryan, we're in a society, in a world where if it doesn't fit your agenda, you can snap back on somebody. You can go on the internet, you can write a blog, you can make a video like I am, you can tweet something, you can do whatever you want. You can stand at the water cooler at work and you can talk trash all day long about somebody if it doesn't fit your agenda. Now it's just gotten to a point where literally people can get taken down. You can ruin careers over it. And that's the sad part. That's what really sucks. You know, it's like, look, it's cool to have an opinion and everything, but when people's lives are being affected, that's when we're crossing the line. You know, like, unless you're doing something illegal, immoral, or you're hurting someone, like, we gotta chill. Like, this is getting out of control. So I get where Ryan's coming from. I understand it. But for me personally, like, it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing. Like, you're not going to cancel him for that, but you're doing the same thing. I was doing the same thing. So you let me know your thoughts. Like, am I way off base here? Watch that interview and listen to Ryan and tell me what you think. Because me personally, after listening to it, I actually found myself going, you know what? Like, I get where Aaron Rodgers is coming from. I kind of respect the dude, like, for real. Legit. Sometimes you listen to somebody talk and it's just refreshing to hear authenticity. And I felt like listening to Aaron Rodgers talk in this interview, there was a sense of authenticity, and we just don't get that much anymore. And when I hear it and when I feel it, I appreciate it. It's also one of the reasons why I like Sports Wars, because I feel like they come at it from a very authentic angle. And Ryan, he's speaking his truth in this video. And for me, I've got to appreciate the fact that he's speaking his truth because I don't know how much longer we're going to have that. Okay. Like, I'm just being real. So when I hear it and I see it, I'm going to clap for it and I'm going to appreciate it. Even if I disagree with you, I want to see more of that. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment, like, share, subscribe, you know, all that stuff I don't really ever say, but I should. And check out the video on Sports Wars. Check them out if you haven't watched them, because they are pretty awesome. Also, check out Pat McAfee and his channel. Maybe I'll drop a link to him as well. He's a fellow Taurus, former kicker for the Indianapolis Colts. That's my dude. I love him. And that's about all I got for this one. So until next time, I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep moving forward. I will always trust the process, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.